Scythe of Verdure, the Tamikan Shadow, and the Twisted Bow. Three of old school RuneScape's most exclusive and elusive gear. I've sold my bank to afford all three mega rare weapons. Welcome to my rebuild, welcome to my journey, and welcome to my nightmare. Alright, welcome everyone. We are back. This is the week 3/4 for the rebuild series. We did the Perilous Moons this episode, so stay tuned to watch all the uniques from that. There will also be a guide at the end of the clips. I'm going to do just an example kill, how I go there, how I set up, what you need to be here, be at the Moons of Peril, and just everything you kind of need to know about how to do the boss. It's a super chill boss. There's 3 bosses there. It's almost like Barrels 2.0, with a little bit of chambers mixed in, because all the supplies there are free. So everything that you get from the Moons of Peril is 100% free. So just something to think about, whether you're short on cash or doing a rebuild starting from scratch as well. Moons of Peril is a pretty good place to be. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do, leave a like, a comment, or subscribe, and we'll see you all later. Alright, so here we are. We're opening up one of our chests here, and a 177 KC. We ended up getting the Blue Moon Tacets. The Blue Moon Tacets were actually pretty nice. I got a few of those, and I didn't realize after you're green logged, you can see, you can get duplications of those, of the same set, even before you've gotten any of the other set. So that's just a little FYI for any of you that are out there that are Ironmen, that are looking to complete a certain set. If you've completed 2 of the other sets, you can still get the other sets before getting any of the last set that you were looking for. Just a little showing of like what it's going to be like when you actually do get a unique. As you can see, I'm going to just try to sell off all the normal loot real quick. This is quite a few runs too. So I mean that's like 800k before selling the Blue Moon Tacets. And we ended up getting 5.3 mil. Here we are when we sold the Blood Moon. We got the Blood Moon. I believe it was off from this one. Yep, here it is, the Blood Moon. We ended up getting close to 10 mil for that. Honestly, I was very, very stoked to get the Blood Moon stuff, because at this point in time, it had gone up quite a bit. That's kind of what made this really worth it to do. I also want to say that was my green log, was the Blood Moon, so I was super, super stoked to get it. Here we are getting another Blue Moon Tacets. As you can see, the price went up quite a bit, from 4.7 to 5.7. So the the Blue Moon stuff right now is still kind of decent priced. Blood Moon dropped a little bit, but it's still decent priced. And then Eclipse Moon. You can see a lot of the other ones that I got too in the other episodes. But I didn't want to continue to do this because Blood Moon is kind of going down, and I want to move on. I want to do some other content right now. Did make quite a bit off of doing this, and as we can see here, we're able to get, believe that was our 300 KC right there. Yep, that was our 300 KC. So instead of going to 500 like I originally planned, I decided to stop at 300 and kind of showcase where we were at, what we were doing, and it was decent money. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty much your mid-game like melee gear off from doing 300. I was able to buy. Welcome back to the end of the video. Here we are. We're going to show off the fact that we do now have a 25, almost 26 mil cash deck. We were able to buy the face guard, full bandos, prims, all off from the Moons of Peril, really. It was crazy how much we got from there. It's all free. It was all profit. I want to show my collection log real quick. So now we can see that we are actually green logged for the Moons of Peril. We were lucky enough to hit 3 of the Blue Moon Tacets, which they're not bad price really. They were about 5 to 6 mil for each one we got. The Eclipse Addles, they're not terrible, and luckily the Blue Moon or Blood Moon chestplate was pretty much close to the Blue Moon. Definitely could have stayed there for a lot longer. As you can see, I've opened up a total of 348, but for the actual series, we did a total of 300 KC, and according to the Loot Tracker, we came out with an 80.4 mil GP. It was actually a little bit higher than that because when I got this and when I got these, they're about 2 to 3 mil piece higher. The chest moon was also, the blood moon was also about 3 mil higher, so probably another like 6 mil in there. I would say it's pretty close to 90 mil total we got from the Moons Apparel grind. It definitely takes a while. I was going to go to 500 because that's kind of where I want to stop off each one, like Zolra. I also want to do that for Muspa. So you're going to see a few other things coming up. TOA is going to be another one that's going to not be a 500 KC, but my plan is if I can't do 500 because it's a long thing to do, where it's not going to take forever, what I'll do is probably a 250, maybe 300 KC. At least do half or more of the 500 KC. So I hope you look forward to those. There'll definitely be a lot more coming down the pipeline. And yeah, next week we'll probably be doing something completely different. Obviously, because we finished the Moons Apparel. So I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for the free demonstration of what to do. Just something that I put together of how I do the Moons Apparel. There's plenty of ways to do them. There's no right way or wrong way, in my opinion, to really do these, other than obviously not standing in the circle, right? Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. This is iGodSlayer out, and I hope you enjoyed the instructional video. Right here, I wanted to showcase at. This is iGodSlayer. Today, we are bringing you a Moons Apparel guide. Moons Apparel is where you actually get all the Eclipse, the Blue Moon, and the Blood Moon sets, along with the Addle darts. It is located in Cantorum, which is, of course, in Valamore. The quest that you do need to have complete for this is the Perilous Moons. Let me just bring that up real quick, because the Perilous Moons also require, let me go to it, the Perilous Moons also require Twilight's Promise, which is done after Children of the Sun. You have to have 48 Slayer, 20 Hunter, 20 Fishing, 20 Runecrafting, and 10 Construction. It's really not too hard of a quest. It allows you to go through, you're setting up campsites and everything like that. We'll see those soon. The best thing about the Moons Apparel, besides for the price of the items, for example, a lot of the Blue Moon set is close, if not to above 10 mil a piece. The Blood Moon helm is the lowest right now, sitting at 4.4 mil. The Tacets and the weapon are both pretty high, sitting at 14 and 16 mil respectively. The chestplate is sitting at pretty close to 9 mil. These are honestly awesome, an awesome way to make money because they cost absolutely nothing. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. We're going to gear up in the Cantorum Bank, as you can see right here. Nice little bank spot that they have. That's not too far from the Moons Apparel. So for Eclipse Moon, you're going to be looking for a stab weapon. For the Blue Moon, you're going to be using your weapon on Crush, and the Blood is a Slash. Now, obviously, I'm using a Scythe. It is uncharged, so it's not the greatest. That's the whole point of this. I'm not spending any money. It's not the greatest, but it still does what I need it to do. Some things that you can kind of integrate differently is if you have the money for the Grassy Rapier, that's good for the Eclipse Moon. If not, you can use something like the Osmanton's Fang, even a Dragon Sword, Abbey Dagger, anything like that. For the Blue Moon, you're going to be looking for, something that has a high crush bonus. The Blood Moon weapons are actually great here because they have a high crush. The new weapon, the Glacial Tumultually, which is one that's dropped from the Moxie boss, that one's also awesome to use because that can be set to crush. Inquisitor's Mace, Ursine's Chain Mace is another good one. Zamorak getting Hasta is also really great down here, or even the Crucial Zombie Axe, anything like that that has a really good crush. For Blood Moon, we're going to be looking at your best in slot is the Scythe again here. If not, you can use something like the Blade of Salador, the Noxious Halberd, or even an Abbey Whip, and again, the Zami Hasta. So, if you want an all-around good weapon that you can't afford a lot, you can use the Zami Hasta. That's a decent starter weapon to be able to do each one of those rooms, but you'll kind of want to upgrade. I'd be looking more for something that has a better slash, like the Noxious Halberd, or even the Blade of Salador. So now that we have all of that out of the way, I'm going to show you an example of how we do this, how we set up, and where we go. So you're going to run north out of Cantorum, and we're going to go straight up to the Moons of Peril. So after you finish the quest line, you're going to have different paths that you can take. I always take the northeast path to set up. This will put you near the Eclipse Moon, but it also puts you at a few good spots for supplies. Now, supplies are easily found here. They're something that's absolutely free, and you need to bring nothing in except for your gear. So coming over here, we can see in the supply crates, you can take from fishing, hunting, and herb lore. Now there's plenty of ways to do this. One of the ways that I personally like to do this is I would take a fishing net, an herb lore supply, and another one. Now since I have a total of 4, we're going to be looking to make 4 potions. Now this also is based off your herb lore level. I have level 90, so lots of times I get level 4 doses of the potion. I need 4 of the Moonlight Grub that you get from the Grubby Saplings. You're going to use those on the Pestle and Mortar. And then you're going to use the paste on the Vials of Water. See how that gave me 4 4s? If your herb lore level is lower, you may have to do more than just 4 of the grimy worms, or the grubby worms. The only reason for that is it defaults to a 2, and then sometimes you can put an extra dose, or sometimes you can put multiple extra doses in. Next, I'll go over here to the fishing spot. And here you can also angle to catch fish here, and angle to catch fish here. Or you can just set it right in the middle. That's what I tend to do, especially since I most likely just used up all of my run, or most of it. This really doesn't bother me too much. Depending on your fishing level, you will also catch them multiple at a time, and sometimes you won't, but that's okay. See here, I managed to catch an additional fish. As you can see, it fills up quicker. And then we're going to come right over to this camp stove. We're going to cook. And we're going to drink a cuppo. So a nice cup of tea. Now, a few things I want to go over. The cooked brings heal for 28 HP. So they're great food source. The moonlight potions that you make give you actually plus 19 attack, plus 19 strength, and a plus 26 for defense. They also restore your prayer like a prayer potion. So they're really great to have, and it's absolutely free to use these. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Eclipse boss. We're going to drink a sip of the Moonlight Potion. I put on Piety. I put on Preserve. If you don't have Preserve, that's totally fine. It just allows me to have them for longer. Now, if you come in on a special like this, the first one will miss you. Then the next one you have to react. This is the clone special from the Eclipse Moon. And you're just clicking, and it's all a time related thing. If I don't click for some reason, I will take damage. But if I do click, I will take 0 damage and also attack the boss. Now, when you come out of a special, you'll be looking for the floor that's lit up like this. Once you're on it, you'll attack the boss. He will do 2 attack cycles, and then switch the circle. You're just going to follow the circles along, and it'll pretty much always be to your left. So here I want to get to the next special that Eclipse Moon has, and it's this little moon shield. Now for this, you can do one of 2 things. You can kind of walk behind it and avoid damage, or you can come to the corners, count 1, 2, 3, and then run along, and the moon shield will block all of them. Example 1, 2, 3, and here we are. Again, 1, 2, 3, here we go. And then you wait for the last one to go, and you're back to this tile here. Now, all of the bosses have the same setup. One will start on the north side and end on the south side. And then one will start on the south side and end on the north side. So, if you started the special on the south side, you'll be looking to end up on the north side. It transports you to the next camp area, and there you're just going to drink another stamina restore. You're going to set whatever weapon that you're using onto Crush, because Blue Moon is weak to Crush. Pardon me. So we're going to drink another dose of our Moonlight Potion, put on our offensive prayers. Those are the only ones that you need to do. And here we are with the first special that it will do. I came in on another special, which is okay. This one you're just going to attack. You can hit twice, and then you back off, and then you go back in. Now, if you get hit, like I did, it can add ice damage up here, and that's part of the Blue Moon curse. So when you attack, being on Crush does quite a bit of damage to Blue Moon. One of the things I do want to show you, if I can, here, which I should be able to, is when you take damage and you stack up to 20, you will see one thing, and it will say something along the line of the chill is built up too much and you're not able to attack. It's something along the line of that. I mean, it's obviously not word for word, but I'll make sure we stay in here. This is the second special, these little tornadoes. You don't want to be hit by them. I'm going to make sure I get hit by at least one, but you can see where the run was turned off. We'll take this one right here. So it turned off my run. It also made the cold go back up on my character for the Blue Moon curse, which is fine. And then it's the same thing, 2 attacks for each. I'm going to get myself hopefully a little bit frozen here. I do want to show the attack. When you go to 20, it will turn red if you have the Runelight plugin on. And then, as you can see, it's the 2, 1, 2, move. And then you're going to come to right here, right underneath the north side, because we started on the south side. I'm going to try to get a little bit of a build up here so we can at least see the stalling animation here. You can see it went up to 20, Now I want to go to attack. I'm not able to, but it resets that curse. And now we're able to attack again. Now obviously you want to try to not get cursed at all because that lowers your DPS there at the Blood Moons. Now this puts us close to the Blood Moon. The Blood Moon, in my opinion, is probably the hardest boss. So I'm going to take a second to go over all of this before we head in. The Blood Moon has two specials as well, like the Eclipse and the Blue Moon. But the Blood Moon specials are a little bit different. The first one are these pools of blood that populate on the floor, and it's very easy. You just have to dodge them. Don't be standing on one when it goes to disappear, as you'll take damage. The next one is the Blood Jaguars. The Blood Jaguars, as you can see right now, populate. You're going to be attacking and then backing up at the same time to avoid damage from both the Blood Jaguar and the blood pool that's on the floor. We are going to take this room slow so we can see the full thing in all of its glory. Again, we'll make sure our HP is nice and high. We'll drink another Moonlight Potion, put on our Offensive Prayer because defensive prayers mean absolutely nothing. And we're going to go right into the Blood Moon. Now you're going to want to make sure whatever weapon you're using is on slash. The special effect from the Blood Moon is it will heal, so if you're off, the healing factor for the Blood Moon will be a lot higher. And it does go off the defense of what you have for your items that you're wearing. Now, we know we're going to be on the north side because we started on the south side on the other one. These ones here, like I said, the floor, the pools, just don't be standing on them when they go to disappear, and you'll take no damage. Again, 2 attacks, move, 2 attacks. When the blood goes back towards the boss, it is healing him, which is why you'll see the blood, or his HP go up and down. It only deals with you and no one else. So here we're going to start attack, we're going to go 1-2, and then you're going to want to back up. Because if you're standing on either one of those, you'll get hit. So back. Alright, 1-2. And immediately click. 1-2. And immediately click. If you're out of rhythm, don't panic. Make sure you heal up. You don't want your HP to fall too low, because Blood Moon will pretty much sense it and you'll be done. So HP during those phases that you take in damage will also be given back to the Blood Moon times 2. So if you take a 15, it'll be a 30 that's healed back to the Blood Moon. That's why it's so imperative to dodge those. Now, as you can see, we came out to the same cooking stove, the same camp setup. From here, we're just going to go south because we have finished all the bosses, and we're going to go loot our chests and see what we get. Right down to the south, and you'll come to this lovely little area. Right here you can also see your scoreboard, but we're more worried about the lunar chest. Now this is a pretty common drop. Make sure if you want to stay here for longer, because you can go right south and resupply right next to the Eclipse Moon again, which I'll show. I want to bank all items, and here we are. Here we go. We're going to run right back down. And at this point, if we need more Moonlight Potion or more fish, we're able to do that again here. If not, you can go right into the Eclipse Moon. It gives you a nice little setup, a nice little pattern. You're going Eclipse, blue, blood, chest, then Eclipse, blue, blood. Honestly, this is the way I've been doing it. It is perfect. Now, you may be wondering, why should I do the Moons of Peril? Well, one, if you're someone like me who likes collection logs, that is a huge thing. Another thing, and another reason why I personally say doing the Moons of Peril is great, is the hourly profit right now currently at this point in time, and remember, you're not spending anything on supplies, is 2.9 mil an hour. This is because the Blood Moon set is currently very high, and I imagine it's going to stay decently high. I would suggest trying to go on there and making some money yourself. Currently, in 176 chests, which as you can see does not take me very long, I've made 78.2 mil. Profit's a little bit different than when I actually sold some of these pieces, but it's still pretty accurate. 78.2 mil on 178 loots from the chest. And I'd say I'm averaging probably anywhere from a 4 to 6 minute rotation. So, best of luck to everyone out there that's trying the Moons of Peril. If you like the guide, give me a like and subscribe. And until then, I'll see you next time.